Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, not so long ago, in fact, it was yesterday, I did the story about Romeo Nance, pictured here. And he's the guy that wiped out a lot of his siblings, family members. Well, he wiped out his mother. In fact, let me just stop talking about this whole situation and just put the name of the people up here because there's a lot of them. This guy did a mass extinction event on his own family. Now, there's no motive, but there's a break in the case. This guy then since drove to Texas off the self after a standoff with police. A little bit more information that came out. This woman up here pictured, this story's about, this video is about her. She is the baby mama or girlfriend of Mr. Romeo Nance. Her name is Eichcleveland-singleton. She's 21 years old. She is the mother of their 3-year-old son. And I want to talk a little bit about, why she's been arrested. And just something about how people protect people that don't have their best interests in mind. And people had these delusions of thinking no matter how crazy it is, the crime somebody does, they don't think it could happen to them or could affect them in any way. And it's right to defend these type of people. This is one such case. Check out this video and we'll come back and talk about it.
We're going to get right to some breaking news as the girlfriend of the man accused of killing 8 people in Joliet was just in court facing an obstruction of justice charge. Let's get right to CBS News' Mugo Odigwe live outside the Will County Courthouse. Mugo, you were inside. What happened?
Well, it was a pretty short court appearance, Audrina, for 21-year-old Kylie Cleveland-Singleton. The judge says he cannot hold her due to the Safety Act. That means she will be released sometime this afternoon. But we just wanted to give you some background on this case. Cleveland-Singleton is the girlfriend of 23-year-old Romeo Nance. They also have a 3-year-old son together. Nance is the man accused of killing 8 people in Joliet earlier this week. The victims included his mother, brother, 3 sisters, and his aunt and uncle. Police say he also killed an 8th person, a 28-year-old man, in a random shooting and shot another man who survived. Police say Nance then took his own life in Texas during a confrontation with officers. As for his girlfriend, Cleveland-Singleton, we learned in court today that the obstruction of justice charge she's now facing is because she gave false information to police during their investigation. She also claimed to not know the phone number of the accused killer and her boyfriend, Nance. Cleveland-Singleton didn't have a lawyer this morning. She was assigned a public defender. The judge placed her on electronic monitoring. That means she can't have access to a firearm, and she must stay at her mother's house and only leave if the court allows it or for emergency purposes. Now, she faces 1 to 6 years in prison if she is convicted. Her next court date is on February 8th. We're live in Joliet. Mugo Odigwe, CBS 2 News.
Guys, that's the story of Kayla Cleveland-Singleton, baby mama of the late Romeo Nance. Now, they said they're charging her with obstruction of justice. She claimed she didn't know where he was at, didn't even know his phone number. He the baby dad, don't know the number, you the girlfriend. Like that's gonna stick. They locked her up, released her. Hey, we can't hold her, right now. Send her home with an ankle bracelet. Now, they're saying if convicted, she can get 1 to 6 years. I'd push for the max, and I'm going to tell you why. This guy has a lengthy, extensive criminal record. That baby's 3 years old. Girlfriend, she's been with him for some time. I don't care if it's on and off, on again, off again. Nobody knows for sure, but they got a 3-year-old child together. This guy was in the street doing stuff, and I'm sure she knew about it. Look at this. It says he's been a long time criminal with an extensive track record. It says in January of last year, guys, Nance allegedly fired gunshots at a woman in a car. Later that month, He was also charged with criminal damage to government property after he allegedly broke the glass of his cell door while he was locked up. In February, he was charged with a misdemeanor count of battery while still behind bars. He was released from jail in March of last year when his sister posted 10% of his bond. Following the horrific mass shooting, President Biden said he and his wife, Jill Biden, were praying for the 8 victims in their shaking community. Anyway, listen, this guy got a history of shooting people, right? I'm sure she knows how he gets when he gets volatile. This guy out here, he wiped his whole family out. And I want y'all to hear me on this. That little boy you got, he's the father. He killed the grandmother of that little boy. This man that you was protecting killed his own mother. Think about that. Man killed his own mom, killed his own siblings. His brother was bedridden, couldn't escape the onslaught of gunfire, killed him too. 14-year-old, 13-year-old girl, sisters, took their life too. 7 people, 2 different houses. He drove from one place to another to wipe people out. You just his girlfriend. You think he wouldn't do the same thing to you? If the opportunity arose and he had to make a decision, he cared nothing about you, and he damn sure ain't cared nothing about his son. When I was young, man, and I had my first child, that was always in the back of my mind. What happens if I'm not here? I don't want nobody else raising my child or him being under some other man's roof to do with him as he will because he's not from his loins. This man, people that loved him and cared for him and brought him up, to adulthood, he wiped out. He erased them like they were words on a piece of paper. And you defended this, man. You defended it by not helping and cooperating and doing the best you could to preserve yourself, your mother, and your own child. You chose to turn your face. And this thing right here, that what she just did, this being dismissive and trying to defend people that are cold stone killers, is one of the reasons why we're suffering in our community. We are. We eat each other alive and then sit back and get dismissive when people come to us for help. 2 other people were shot. I don't know if they were shot. I think they were shot after this whole situation. I think this happened after that. The one Nigerian dude got shot. He lost his life. Other dude carrying water in the house. After they had an exchange of words, he came back and emptied the gun out while the guy was walking in his yard. She might have been able to prevent that, but we'll never know. If that was a man, you know where I'm going. You think he would be out here on the electronic bracelet? Nah, black ass has still been locked up. You a man, you know better. It's like we side with people that are extremely selfish and dangerous to the public. We side with them because we either got a kid by them or we got a relationship with them. Just looking at that. If I was her and I heard he did that to his mom, the grandmama of my child, and if he killed his own mom, man, what else would he do? Hey, listen, I don't want no parts of that. What you need from me? Hey, can you call him? It is what it is. Because this man cared nothing about himself. You seen that when he drove all the way, just fled, left his child and everything, just fled. Went all across, different states on the run. I know she was in contact with him. And if she didn't, that's even worse. Then killed himself at the last minute, not even thinking about his child. Child, 3 years old, little boy, need his dad. Didn't think about that with his actions. Didn't think about that before he took his own life. We're silly people in society sometimes, man. For real. Backing those that don't need to be backed. In life, you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. She made a problem a bigger problem. That's how I see it. You defended this dude, depending on, which way the wind blew, on his anger meter, you could have been one of them victims, and your son could have too. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. People lost their lives. She wouldn't help. I mean, if somebody's driving a car and they driving drunk and everybody in the car drunk and if one person died, that person get held with the homicide, right? She need to be held accountable for something. And I'd give it a max. If that's what you can give, I'd give it a max. Because whether it's known or not, somebody could have got avoided injury, could have avoided injury, or could have gotten loss of life. Meaning those two other men after he supposedly did this. I'm just saying, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.